Hello, dear students. Welcome to the lecture session on synchronous motor drives. Okay, it is under module 5. Okay, so and one more thing, it is a continuation of from module 4. Okay, continuation of module 4, synchronous motor drives. Okay, this is the syllabus. Okay, so let us once I will overview on the syllabus. So here the first one is I'm going to discuss about the self-controlled synchronous motor drive employing load commutated thyristor inverter, starting large synchronous machine, then BMEC motor drives, then brushless DC motors. Next one is the stepper motor drives and some applications where the industrial applications, some motors drives. Under that, the last bit I'm going to discuss about these. Okay, the industrial drives. Okay, so now the today's sequence of presentations as follows. First one is the self-controlled synchronous motor drive employing load commutated thyristor inverter. Then next one is starting large synchronous machine. Under that, I am going to discuss the self-controlled synchronous motor drive employing a cycloconverter. Okay, let us begin with the first bit, self-controlled synchronous motor drive employing load commutated thyristor inverter. So the question will be appears, explain the self-controlled synchronous motor drive employing load commutated thyristor inverter. Okay, this is the question, how it will be appears. I put this slide. Okay, so let us begin with the discussion of this inverter. Self-controlled synchronous motor drive employing load commutated thyristor inverter. Okay, so here just I will take pen. Okay, so here this is the three-phase supply you are applying, and this is our synchronous motor. Okay, so here there are two converters are there. One converter name is termed as source side inverter, another one is termed as load side converter. Okay, I repeat here, there are two converters, one is source side converter and the one is load side converter. Okay, so here the DC link inductor LD is used for the purpose of to reduce the ripple in the DC link current. Okay, DC link current ID. So here what it is, the LD is the DC link inductor which reduces the ripple in the DC link current ID and prevents the, and one more function is here, it prevents the two converters from interfacing with each other's of operation. Okay, so another one is it prevents the converter from interfering with this converter and this converter. Okay, it will be prevents, okay, of the each other operations. I will discuss which are the operation for of this source side converter and load side converters operations. Okay, it is interfering by this. Okay, once I will clear. Okay, so now the source side converter is 6 pulse line commutated thyristor converter. So here what it is there, the 6 pulse. Okay, 6 pulse means here 6 thyristors are used. Okay, 1 2 3 we can see total 6 thyristors are used which are line commutated. Okay, line commutated means natural commutations. Already I have discussed in the power electronics. So what it is, the line commutated is nothing but natural commutation. When during the negative half cycle the thyristor will be reversed bias and it will be turns off. Commutation is nothing but what? It is the process of turning off of conducting thyristor. Okay. So here these are line commutated thyristor converter. Okay, so here let us I will discuss about the firing angle related some issues. Okay, so earlier in the model 2 I have discussed the how the converter will be acts as any rectifier and acts as any inverter. Okay, just one important point here is the angle, the firing angle range between 0 to less than or equal to 90 degree. Okay, 0 to in between 0 to 90 degree. So it is rectifier. Okay, less than or equal to 90 degree, the range is, it is acts as a rectifier. Okay, it will be delivering the power to the load. Okay, it will be connected to the source. Okay. So whereas in the angle range from between 90 degree to 180 degree, okay, so the if the range between this is, it acts as an inverter. Okay, that already I have discussed in the module 2 when I am discussing in the DC control rectifier and single phase and three phase. Okay, so this point is very important to analyze this circuit. Okay. So now what it is that the first case I am discussing, say it is the, I will take pen. Okay, so this source side in converter will be, source side converter will be operating between 0 to 90 degree. Okay, so here source side converter operating between 0 to 90 degree, alpha is the firing angle, so I will take the notation as alpha s. Okay, the firing angle of the source side converter, and similarly I will take the convention here, alpha load side L I will take. Okay, load side firing angle, source side firing angle. Okay, so now the first case when the alpha s means alpha s is source side firing angle, source side converter firing angle, it is lies between 0 to 90 degree. 0 to 90 degree. So what it will be happens, 0 to 90 degree means it will be acts as a fully controlled rectifier. I repeat here, it is acts as a fully controlled rectifier which this converter which it will be operates between 0 to 90 degree, 0 or less than or equal to the 90 degree. Then what it will be happens, this source side converter will be acts as a fully controlled rectifier. Okay, so this is the first information. Now the second, here what it will be happens, the load side inverter, what it is there, the load side converter, first I will tell the converter what it is. What it will be happens here, the firing angle between, will take, okay, so firing angle between 90 degree and less than or equal to 180 degree, less than or equal to 180 degree. So what it will be happens, this works as an inverter. Okay, line commutated inverter delivering negative VDS and positive ID. So positive ID only it will be gives, but negative VDS. Okay, delivering negative VDS. Okay, this is the one first case we can say that I have discussed. Okay, I will summarize it here. This converter acts as a controlled rectifier because its firing angle is 0 to less than or equal to 90 degree. Okay, load side converter, it acts as an inverter and the 90 degree between 180 degree, in between alpha firing angle 90 to 180 degree. Okay, so here just a moment. So come to the here the points already I have discussed. Let us once we will overview. Okay, the drives employs two converters, source side converter, load side converter. Okay, and the firing angle 0 to alpha s 90 degree, it works as an line commutated fully controlled rectifier delivering positive VDS and positive ID when it is in control rectifier, and this one is the inverter less than in between range 90 to 180 degree, it works as a line commutated inverter delivering negative VDS. Okay, so now next one is here, and one more is when synchronous motor operates at a leading power factor, thyristor of the load side converter can be commutated by the motor induced voltage. So what it will be happens here, if you are looking this point, commutated by the motor induced motor induced voltage in the same way as the thyristor of line commutated converter are connected by the line voltage. It means what? The commutation will be done by the source side converter with help of the line voltage. Okay, because hence the naturally when it will be goes to the pi and it will be becomes reverse, that time it will be commutated, means it will be thyristors are turned off. So hence it is called the line commutated, we are saying. But in this case, the converter 2, that is load side converter, what it will be happens here in the converter 2, the thyristors are commutated with help of this motor induced voltage. So what it will be happens now, the motor is ours is as acts as a load, no? Hence with help of this voltage the thyristors are commutated. So very interesting here. So that what it is, the load is our motor, and when motor is induced voltage, when it will be acting as an inverter, what it will be happens, it will be turns off the thyristors. So hence the with help of the load voltage, means the motor voltage it is used. Okay, hence it is called load commutation. Okay, converter operates as an inverter producing negative VDL and carrying positive ID for between this. Already I have discussed the in between 90 to 180 degree. Okay. So now the for 0 to less than or equal to alpha L, that is load side firing angle, it works as a rectifier giving positive VDS. Okay, for alpha S is less than or equal to 90 degree. Okay, and load side converter is in the range of 90 to 180 degree. So it will be use VDS greater than VDL, because power flows from source to the load it is. Because if you are looking here, you can see here, this is a controlled rectifier. Am I right? Because the range is, firing angle range is in between 0 to 90 degree, whereas this is more than 180 degree. Hence what it will be happens, the VDS will be greater than VDL. The source side converter works as a rectifier. Here it is, I concluded one sentence. Okay. Okay, now the firing angles are now interchanged, means changed as earlier what it was there in between 90 to 180 degree, and now I am making in the between 0 to 90. Okay, let us have one discussion over this, what it will be happens. Okay, when firing angles are changed, okay, such that the source side, earlier it was in the range of between 0 to 90 degree, now it is changed in between 90 to 180 degree. The source side converter firing angle is in between 90 to 180 degree, and line side, earlier it was what? Earlier it was in between 90 to 180 degree, now it is 0 to 90 degree. Okay, so what it will be happens, the load side converter operates as a rectifier, okay, and the source side as an inverter. So the case is reversed now. So when you are explaining this, these points are very important. You have to keep it in, please note it, so that in exam, if the question is asked, you have to explain all these cases, means when it will be acts as a rectifier and when it will be acts as an inverter. Okay, so first case in sequence, when you are writing the answer, so what you have to do, you have to write the first source side converter acts as a rectifier, and the load side it will be inverter, and power it will be delivered from the source to the load. Okay, this is the first. Now the firing angles are interchanged. So what it is, the source side in between 90 to 180 degree, and load side 0 to 90 degree. Now what it will be happens, the load side converter operates as a rectifier and the source side as an inverter. Consequently, the power flow is reverses. Earlier it was in the source to the load. Okay, now the power flow is reverses. So I will show here, this is load to source. So what it will be happens now, when the power will be reverses from the load to the source, it's nothing but what, the machine is operates in regenerative braking. Okay, now the question will be arise that what torque will be depends, the motor how much it will be torque, it will be is there. So here the magnitude of torque depends on the difference between the VDS and VDL. Okay, the difference between the VDS and VDL. Okay, speed can be changed by control of line side converter firing angle. So that if you want to change the speed, we can change the line side converters firing angles. Okay. Okay, last one more very important bit related to the commutation overlap related. Okay, so here, so when the working as an inverter, the firing angle has to be less than 180 degree. See, it should not be exceed more than 180 degree. As you know, the firing angle will be lies between 0 to 180 degree. So that you have to take care about these things and overlap of the angles that we have to prevent. Okay, so that the commutation failure should not occur. Okay, it is a common to define the commutation lead angle by using this. Okay, it is common to define commutation lead angle for load side converter. Okay, so here this is the lead angle 180 degree minus alpha L. So now here the overlap of the thyristor under commutation is denoted by U. Okay, so BL minus U. So here for the successful commutation of the thyristor, so gamma is greater than omega TQ, where the TQ is the turn off time of thyristor. TQ is the turn off time of thyristor. So what is the TQ indicate here? The turn off double O double F off. Okay, what is the meaning? Just I want to please note it. I want to clear here this turn off time. When the thyristor it will be turns off, say it's latching current will be falls below the holding current, then the SCR will be turns off. So that we have to make few seconds, microsecond we can say, so that it should be successfully turned off. The SCR should be turned off completely. Before turning off of the SCR, if you are giving a signal to the other, what it will be happens, it will be not goes to the completely turns off. So it will be instead of turning off, it will be goes in the conduction. So that we have to apply minimum some time. The time is called TQ. Here it is mentioned TQ. It is required. Okay. So that turn off time of thyristor. Okay. And omega is the frequency of the motor voltage in radians per second. So already I have discussed the DC link inductor. LD reduces the ripple in the DC link current ID and prevents the two converter from interfering with each other operations. Okay. And the DC line current flows through machine phase for 120 degree. Okay. So here the IS is as given by this equation. Okay. The fundamental component of motor phase current. Fundamental component of motor phase current is given by root 6 by pi into ID. Okay. So here the discussion of the discussion is for first bit it is over. Okay. So next I am going to discuss about starting large synchronous machines. Okay. So here when operating with the self control, okay, so as we know the last video lecture I have discussed about the self control, okay, and true control, okay, so of synchronous motor. Once I will overview here that the okay. So when operating with self control, the starting current is low and starting torque is high compared to direct online starting as an induction motor. Okay, hence self control is employed for starting. Hence the self control is employed for starting large synchronous machine. Okay, so the first point is the starting large synchronous machines. The self control is employed for starting the machines. Okay, and the load commutated inverter drive is applied. One more important point is load commutated inverter drive is employed. Just I have discussed, no? The such type of inverters are employed. Okay. From standstill to 10% of base speed, the inverter is operated in pulsed mode as motor induced voltage are not sufficient to commute the thyristor. So the first one is the standstill to 10% of base speed. Inverter operates in pulsed mode as any motor induced voltage are not sufficient to commute thyristor, because the less not sufficient to commute the thyristor, hence we are going for pulsed mode. Pulsed mode we are turning on. Then above 10% of the base speed, synchronous speed, the inverter operates with load commutation, because that time what will be happens, the sufficient the back induced voltage is available, hence it will be turns off the thyristors. So we say that the load commutated operation will be done. When it is not possible, because the speed when it is less, so that time it will be induced voltage will be less, so hence below 10% base speed we are using the pulsed mode, and the above 10% the synchronous speed will be increases, so that what it will be, sorry, the base speed will be increases. What it will be happens, the motor induced voltage is sufficient to operates inverter operates with load commutation. Inverter operates with load commutation. Okay. So the machine is switched into mains and inverters. And one more thing is what here, the machine is switched into mains and inverter is disconnected. Okay, so what it is means, the when condition is become favorable for synchronization. So in the rotor will be attained to the synchronous speed. Okay, then what we are doing, when condition is become favorable for synchronization, the machine is switched into mains and inverter is disconnected. Now the inverter function is removed and we are connected directly to the supply. Okay, so this is the information about this one. When conditions becomes favorable for synchronization, the machine is switched into mains and inverter is disconnected. Though expensive, such starting method becomes economical when a number of synchronous machines okay, time share a common inverter. So one inverter we are using for the number of multiple synchronous machines we are starting, so it will be helpful, even though it will be expensive. So next bit is the self-controlled synchronous motor drive employing cycloconverter. So here, if you are looking this one, the cycloconverter is nothing but the fixed frequency to variable frequency. Okay, it converts from the fixed frequency to the variable frequency. This is the function of cycloconverter. Okay, so now this is three-phase supply. This is simply block diagram is shown. Actual converters are not plotted here. Okay, so and this is the synchronous motor. Okay, now if you are looking to the here, the firing pulses are generated either by comparison of motor terminal voltage or rotor position sensors, as in the case of drive. Okay, the cycloconverters, one more advantage is here that we can start the smooth low speed operation. Okay, control has the advantage of smooth low speed operation, and another one is 4-quadrant operations with regenerative braking, and also it has a good dynamic response. Okay, so here the when it is operated in the self-control mode, just I will go to the next slide. Okay, so self-controlled synchronous motor drive employing a cycloconverter is shown. Okay, firing pulses are generated either by comparison of motor terminal voltage or by rotor position sensors, as in the case of drive. Okay. Advantage is, as I told, it will be smooth low speed operation, and also it has a 4-quadrant operation with the regenerative braking. Okay, good dynamic response. Okay, so large number of thyristors becomes economical, acceptable only when the drive rating is high. So such type of this one is used for very high ratings. One I put here, the next slide I will show you. Okay, okay, these are the applications. The drive is employed in a low speed, gearless. Just a moment. Okay, So here the drive is employed in low speed gearless drives. For these are the application: ball mills in cement plant, or is reversing, okay, mills requiring fast dynamic response, and ship equipped with diesel generated. These are the applications just have to go through, okay. And as I told regarding the rating, so what it is that if you are looking to this one rating, a typical rating of synchronous motor ball mill in a cement plant, okay, 8750 HP, okay. So unity power factor 14.5. The speed, if you are looking, this is for very low speed, okay, 14.5 rpm with any 4.84 hertz, that is the frequency also we can see, and voltage and poles are given. Hence the cycloconverter is, this is also very important, cycloconverter is ideally suitable for such a low frequency supply. So if you are looking to the frequency is 4.84 hertz. Okay. So here with this I conclude this session. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day.